Hey everybody, welcome back to another review. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. Hope you guys are enjoying the plethora of reviews that are taking place on the channel. We got a couple more reviews coming down the pipe, so hope you guys will be enjoying those, as well as this one, which is Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me, I forgot who the director and writers were. There were a couple of writers. That was the one thing that I was curious to know when I was walking out. But pretty simple story about a young girl named Ruby Gillman. She's an awkward teen. She's getting ready for prom, and she's fascinated with a boy, but she comes to realize that there's more to her than her mother lets on, or that the family lets on. And she finds out that she actually is a Kraken, hence the title. And she meets her grandmother, and ultimately, it's a pretty simple idea to figure out. It's basically, walking your own path sort of thing, learning to move in your own sort of way. But what the film does, and as you can tell by my face that how I feel about it, but how the film approaches these ideas is the way I'll phrase it is that it's a very progressive, type of mindset, which is to say that the movie leans on a certain kind of agenda and a certain kind of purpose. Which, to just say up front, I'm not against those sort of ideas packaged in films. I mean, I expect those sort of things to be present in mainstream culture, but with this one, it was very apparent that there was an agenda up front. To give you an example, the movie makes a point to say that only the women can be Krakens, the men can't be that way, and that the men are apparently a certain kind of way, but the women are a certain kind of way. Like there's a clear statement being made. It's a female empowerment type film, and I'm all about those sort of films if it's done properly and if it's done, with more of a leniency. With this, it just felt more aggressive. It just felt more just hollow as a result. I was really bored with it. I mean, I think that the marks that it does have is with its animation. I think that it's colorful, it's expressive. I think, DreamWorks usually, I think gets a, what's the word I'm looking for? I think they are kind of underrated when it comes to animation. I mean, you have your big guys like Pixar and Illumination nowadays, but when it came to DreamWorks, I feel like people just kind of, don't acknowledge them as much. I remember seeing Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and I wasn't that thrilled by that film, but again, animation-wise, it was quite expressive and very colorful. And it's not, to the degree that Puss in Boots does, where it's using almost like Into the Spider-Verse, type mentalities. This is just kind of fair animation, but in quality, it's pretty nice. And it's not as irritating as I thought it would be, but it's thinly written. It's quite the snooze. I was finding myself just dozing off at certain points because it's predictable. It's like familiar territory. It's as basic as a children's feature gets, but the thing that bothered me the most was more of its political edge, which I felt was just not needed at all. It's the kind of feminist type movie that I think that gives feminist movies a bad rap. Like it's just shoving it down your throat and making it so known about its agenda and making a certain point. It's an ignorant point, but making that point nonetheless. So I thought it was a snooze. I didn't care for it too much, but in terms of visual appeal, there was some merit to it, but other than that, it's a story that I've seen time and time again. I mean, it has almost like influences of Turning Red in some respects because of how the girl turns into the Kraken sort of thing. It kind of echoes that of Turning Red in some points, and I didn't mind Turning Red, honestly, but this I felt was a lesser version of that. More politically driven than emotionally driven, if that's the best way to put it. But just generic, boring. But I was surprised to see that progressive edge implemented about the film. I saw the trailer a while ago, like there was these Gen Z type stuff that was being played up, but I thought that would be background elements. I was fairly surprised to see that be so up front, and with that I just became further disengaged. So I found it to be pretty disposable. But those are my thoughts on the film. And I forgot to introduce him, obviously. My bro is here once again, so I'm going to swing the camera over to him, and we'll give his thoughts. So, our bro is back, guys, so what's up?
What's up, guys?
It's pretty fresh with the nice jacket and everything.
I know, right? I tried to upgrade for the theater today because I thought it was going to be good because, you know, it was like something I can relate to again. Mm-hmm. But no, I was mistaken, in my opinion. It's not that good. Like it's like the plot is so easy to get through. Like they have too many hints. There's sometimes, I'll just admit, there's a lot of songs that are just like, I like them, there's just too many songs. Like it just kind of like they kind of just like share the budget with the other singers and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, so many songs as well.
I know, right?
So many pop songs.
I know, too many.
Yeah.
Like I can only do like 3 or 4, but they did like 7 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'll give my rate. I'll just do this pretty short because it was just kind of boring to me. I almost fell asleep as well, but I just wanted to be like, I was kind of not feeling the same. Just man, it's just too easy. Like the movie's just too like predictable. At that point I just wanted to say like, just let it end at this point. Like everyone knows how this is gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put one spoiler. There's a mermaid. I don't know her name, but she is friends with the teenage Kraken for now, and she was trying to guide her to the like her grandmama, sorry, and sooner or later, she was saying to her like, oh, I'm like the daughter of the queen's mermaid thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, something like
that. But to be like, what? And grandma was like, she doesn't have a daughter. And I was just like, it's too obvious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, what? She's the mermaid. She's the queen mermaid. And I was like, well, I thought so. Because it felt weird. It was like she was the only mermaid. She was like the only mermaid there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird because they had like these murals. Wasn't there murals they showed?
Yeah, like of like multiple mermaids and
multiple mermaids and stuff. I was expecting like a war going on, like with the stuff like that. Nope, it's just her and just the grandma and the mother and just that. And I wish it would have been a little epic, but no, it's just silly teenagers just in a fight, and it's kind of like just a school fight, but you know, more differently.
You know what was the funniest part? Remember where the grandma says at one point that, you know, you shouldn't trust mermaids, and then the film literally just has her just trusting a mermaid throughout the entire film.
She does not care about her. She does not care what her advice
says. It's like she completely forgot about that point, you know?
She did forget, I think so. She just like friends with the mermaid and stuff. And the one thing I kept telling my brother about was that like she like literally abandoned her friends just to be with the mermaid, like the cool girl that she thinks she is, right?
Yeah, Mrs. Batgirl.
And I was just like, wow, I was like, damn, like over someone that you think is cool, right? Mm-hmm. Going to abandon your friends who, to me, they seem normal. They don't seem to be edgy. I mean, they're a little emo, but emos doesn't mean they're bad people, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but plot's simple. Just a teenage girl who is just awkward to people until in the end of the movie she's cool because she's a Kraken. Same thing as Turning Red, and I'll say this in Turning Red, even though this is a spoiler to Kraken. You know, in Turning Red, where the girl, like, you know, when she's a panda, right? She goes in, she becomes a panda when everyone finds out. Guess what? Everyone wants to be her friend. Kind of weird, right? And then when we watch Kraken, when people find out she's a Kraken, they want to be her friend. Kind of weird, right? It's literally the same thing almost. It's like they copied off it. Like they asked Pixar, yo, can we just kind of reference and copy your stuff a little bit? They're like,
right.
Just pretty much like that. And my rating is a 4 out of 10 because it was just too easy. Like I said, everything was too easy to watch. The plot was too easy to know. There was too much songs. It was just too much, man. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's my review, but that's my opinion. If you guys loved it, then yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it back to Chris, and yeah, I will be back for more future movie reviews, and yeah, see you guys later. Peace, man.
Alrighty. I just because he kind of reminded me of a few things. Like, I mean, I think that it'll appeal to kids, but I think that could also be concerning considering the agendas at play. But that's a bigger discussion. I'll put it this way: when the film ended, I heard people's chairs move. So, and that's kind of telling. When the movie wasn't over, by the way, so I meant to say that the movie wasn't even over yet; it was just about to end. But you can hear people just because we had recliners, so you can hear people just pressing their buttons. That tells you a little bit about the appeal of the film. So
They're just waiting for everything to be over.
they're just like, okay, time to move. But yeah, like Rocco said, if you enjoyed it, let us know. If you didn't like it, let us also know in the comment section below. And yeah, so that'll be it for us, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Not sure what the next one will be, but we'll see you in the future. But until then, we will catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.